God's knowledge as a Hebrew Israelite, right?
Yeah, sure.
Do you? I mean, would me and you agree that God is not composite? He's not made up of parts.
He is composite
How is he composite?
of attributes.
Okay, are they abstract in any way?
That is, like, what do you mean?
Are they? Can they be? Because when we say composite, it means part. It's like a partialistic kind of style. It's like pieces of a pie. So if let's say he has the attribute of mercy, it could be taken away. Therefore, once it's not there, it's not God wouldn't be in his fullness of
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, so that's what it means to have an attribute, yeah.
So you believe he's composite, buildup of parts like a pie?
Yeah. It's like a pie, so that means it's wrong. Are you retarded?
No, I'm asking.
Dude, stop writing the sped bus and bring actual
No,
argumentation.
I'm asking questions. I'm not trying to bring you an argument. So when it comes to
Dude.
so when it comes to the intellect of God, right? It's obviously infinite, right? It has no accidents, the same way human intellect would.
Yes.
Okay, so if let's say he knows himself, right?
Yeah.
He knows himself fully. Is it active or passive?
He knows himself fully actively.
Okay, so in an active sense, is it possible for him to produce an image of himself?
Yes.
Okay, and this image of himself, since it subsists within the intellect, it would be perfect, right? Without accidents?
Yes.
Okay, so this image of himself, since it's within God, within the essence of God, it's perfect without accidents. Would it be fair to say that it'd be ontologically identical to his intellect?
That's not, well, in a sense, it's an extension of his intellect.
No, not ascension. I wouldn't say ascension. Like, when I say
Dude,
no,
I'm
when I
saying
hang
it.
on, hang on. When I
Stop smoking.
let me explain. Let me explain what I mean.
Stop smoking,
Let me
bro.
explain what I mean. So when it comes to the the image he produces of himself in his intellect, um, not being like composite or any way, or I would say ontologically identical, because would me and you agree when God produces an image of himself within his head, he's not adding to himself?
Yeah.
Okay, we agree he doesn't add to himself. So if we take that image, is it possible for God to take that image out of his head?
Yes.
Okay, and that image is still perfect, right? And it's ontologically identical to his intellect?
It's ontologically identical. Dude, it's just an image inside of his conscious.
No, do you know what I mean when I say ontologically identical?
And being, dude, that's what ontological means. And being, if it's an ontological, like, repeat that term. Ontological what?
Ontologically identical. So the image of himself that he produces, since it's perfect without accidents, would it be ontologically identical to his intellect?
That image's being would be identical to his intellect.
Yes. Would it be?
No,
Why not?
it doesn't comprise. It doesn't comprise all of his intellect. So no, it's not all identical. It's
So
just an
you
image.
hang on. So you
His,
believe that so his intellect could be comprised into portions?
it can be.
God's intellect. Wait, isn't his intellect infinite?
Yes,
Okay, then how can it be comprised into portions?
because he has different attributes. It
No,
would
no,
be
it's the
that he can.
same attribute.
That you can calm down. You can calm down. So it could be that he can think about different things at the same time. It's that in that sense there could be different portions.
No, no one. Hang on. So you're telling me when God, he's watching over all the Israelites, right? Because he loves the Israelites.
Yeah.
He thinks about, let's say there's a million of them, and they're in a million different places on Earth. So you're telling me there's a million different portions of God's intellect?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Is there a problem?
Yeah, because now you have a composite God with a million different minds.
And wait, who says minds? When you said portions, that's not
Portions
individual
of
minds.
intellect. How is it? Because if it's portions, portionalities, and they're all infinite because his intellect is infinite. Therefore, we have a
Dude,
million.
I'm not talking about that. Sway, you're autistic.
No,
dude. What I'm talking about, yes, you are. So what I'm talking about is, you said there's portions of the intellect.
I'm
I agree.
asking you if there is.
How does wait, hey, dude, calm down. How does portions equal individual minds?
No, because if you because that's why I brought up the analogy earlier because you're telling me it's
You're slow.
actively. Can I? Excuse me.
You're slow,
You're
dude. I'm
telling.
sorry.
Excuse me.
Your
Excuse me.
brain's
You're
not. Your
telling.
brain.
You told me
Sorry.
he
Hands up.
actively knows. He actively knows himself. So if he produces an image of himself, it'll be active. But then you say it'd be like a portion of the image would be in portion of his intellect. But how could it be a
Chaplain,
port?
sir.
Excuse me. Excuse me. If it's a portion of his intellect and his intellect is simultaneously infinite, how does that work? How do you? How do you?
Anyways, what'd you want to
Oh, he
say, bro?
left.
Swampo, how do you
What'd you want
cut Swampo, how do you cut infinite into portions?
to? You can do that technically. You could just cut it infinite amount of times.
Okay, so
He
let's
is
say
right.
that makes no sense. So you're telling me
No,
you
it
have
does.
okay, so when you take a portion of that and it's still infinite, right?
Yes.
The image that he produces
Yes. You
via
can have it. You can
Countably.
have it.
hang on,
You can have an.
Countably.
hang
Yeah.
on,
You can have an
Swampo.
infinite portion of an infinite thing. Yeah.
Okay, Swampo, so okay, Swampo. So when it comes to that
Wait,
image,
your
Swampo,
logic's failing
Swampo,
now, and you're
Swampo.
laughing at it. It's
No,
crazy.
this isn't my logic. This is your logic. Swampo. So when it comes to
No,
that
your
image,
logic.
Swampo, excuse me. Swampo, when it
All
comes to
right.
that,
Look.
excuse me. When it comes to that image, right? So I'll, grant you, okay, sure, it's a portion, but it's infinite, right? So if it's infinite and is still derived from the intellect, it would still be perfect and without accidents, correct?
Yes.
Okay, would it be possible for that image that is of God, perfect, to be extrinsically manifested within time and space?
What the hell are you talking about?
Can
Is
he?
it in? Is it intrinsically what?
I said extrinsically. Listen, so the image he produces it via his intellect, yeah? And I asked you, can he then manifest that image within time and space? Because you said
Yeah,
it could be, in a sense, removed by portionality that's still infinite. So can it be extrinsically manifest within time and space?
it can be. Yeah.
Okay. And would mean you agree that when it comes to the intellect of God, it could still refer to the being of God himself?
No.
What? So when we
You're
refer,
talking,
I'm
dude.
sorry?
You're on ADS, bro. I affirm ADC, bro.
You no, you don't affirm ADS.
No, I said I'd affirm ADC, absolute divine complexity, bro.
Okay, no problem. No, I'm asking you when it comes to the image, right? So you'd say that referent to that image, since it is still a portionality of the intellect and that intellect is still infinite, can that image be referred to as the intellect of God?
Yeah. So let me read a work of Clement on this.
What does Clement have
So
to do with this?
I'm just trolling. I'm just
Can
trolling.
you just answer, please?
Yeah, sure. What was it?
No, I asked you. I'll repeat it one more time. We've agreed up until this point where you said that, excuse me, that the image produced by God intrinsically within himself via the intellect can be manifested exterior to God within time and space, and you also affirmed that that image is a portion of the intellect which is still infinite, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he can manifest that image within time and space?
Yes.
Okay. And that image, since it's a portion of his intellect, it's still infinite, right?
Yeah.
So the image, would it be fair to say it would still be the intellect of God?
No, because it's not comprising the fullness of the intellect.
But it's infinite.
What? Are you
How can
retarded?
no,
Where
bro?
is?
How can
Hey,
you hang
make
on?
it, dude. Okay, okay, make
How
it.
can you have portions
Calm
and
down.
simultaneously
Excuse
say
me.
it's
Make it a
infinite?
syllogism. Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that until you make it a syllogism.
I'm not making it a syllogism right now.
Because you're not making sense. He
I am.
said that like this.
This is your position I'm
Calm,
critiquing.
calm down, dude. Dude, calm down. Let me finish. Who's this retard in the background? No wonder it's blown. Okay, I was right on the mark. But
Swampo, can you
So
steel
like,
man me?
I'm not gonna steel man you, bro. I'm not Iron Man.
Okay, repeat
But
the question
what
I
I
asked
will,
you.
I'm not gonna do that, and that's not even steel manning.
Okay, just repeat
But
the question. I just
dude,
want to make sure
okay,
you
fine.
understand.
You were talking about portions and how this image of God is it the. And also, you asked the question, how could I steal man? Dude, anyways, you asked if this image of God is it the intellect of God because the portion is infinite. I don't know how you could get from there, but can you at least like formalize it? Like that's all I'm
Okay, all
asking.
right.
Can you
Can I
formalize
verbally
it?
formalize it to you?
How else are you gonna? Okay, bro.
Okay, here I'm gonna formalize it.
You
Ready?
can
Okay,
write it.
just let me make sure. I'm gonna repeat everything we've gone through, Swampo, because you're sounding very silly. But I'm gonna repeat everything I've said to you so far, and just let me know if I got anything incorrect. Okay? Swampo. Hello.
You don't need verbal
Yeah.
confirmation.
Okay,
Just go ahead.
Swampo. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and steal man everything we've said so
He
far.
wants his
All right,
validation.
all right. So when it comes to okay, what validation? What are you talking about?
I was being funny. Keep going.
Keep your eye on the prize, bro.
All right, so Swampo, when it comes to the image that God produces within his intellect, you've already said that it would be perfect and without accidents, and it's a perfect image of himself. And then you said it could be like God is like composite. So that image, when subsisting within the intellect, it's a portion of the intellect that is still infinite.
Yes.
Okay. So for clarification, can you explain to me how it's possible for the intellect of God to be portioned and those portions still be infinite?
Do you not know basic math? If dude, I'm sorry, but if something is a portion of an infinite, it would still be infinite. What the
Okay,
fuck are
and
you on about?
okay, so
Not
the image,
necessarily.
wait, the image that doesn't mathematically make sense. You can't divide infinite. But anyways, when Swampo, when it comes to the image, since it
I didn't say
derives
divide. You're a
Swampo,
retard, dude.
Swampo, you can't fraction infinite.
Yes, you can, dude.
Okay,
What the
what's
hell are
half
you
of
on about?
infinite? What's half of infinite?
Infinite. Half of infinite is infinite, dude. You're smoking right
It's,
now.
No,
it's not even clear
Like
what
I
that's
kind of
said,
not. That's
infinity
not.
you guys are
Oh
talking
like
my
a
about.
god.
portion
There's
of
like
an
actual
infinite is
Swampo, you just
Okay.
infinite.
infinity
proved him right
and
by
relative
saying that half of
infinities.
infinite is infinite. He said he can't divide infinite because it ends up being the same number, which is infinite. All right,
Exactly.
That's
we're done with that.
incorrect.
Now move on.
Okay,
That's
Swampo,
incorrect.
Swampo.
You can
Let me
divide.
ask
You
the
can
next.
divide. You can divide an infinite.
No,
It
Ian, stop.
depends.
And it,
There's different.
Ian,
There's different kinds of infinites
okay, Swampo,
mathematically.
Swampo. When it comes to
Are you talking about
the
Alpine
image,
Infinite?
when it comes to the
Yes,
image
you're
that
talking
God.
about the
Okay,
seven levels of
Swampo.
infinite, which is actually an infinite level thing.
Okay,
But yeah,
Swampo. When it comes to
there
the
it
image,
was, yeah.
Swampo. When it comes to the image that God produces of himself that is perfect without accident within his intellect, since it comes from the intellect, does it also to some degree have portionality of the intellect in and of itself?
Image,
Yes.
the image, it itself is a portion of the intellect. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, perfect. So when it comes to the image, since it's a portion of the intellect, does that also include the will of God?
Yes.
Okay. So just to be clear, the image that God produces via his intellect also has his will. I just want to be clear. I don't want to straw man you.
Sorry, my family's in the background. What'd you say?
I'm just trying to make sure I don't straw man you, so I just want to repeat it to make sure we're good.
No,
So you said
dude.
that the image, since it comes from the intellect, to some degree it's a portionality of the intellect. And I asked you, does it have the will? And you said yes. I just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
Sorry. Are you saying so? When you're quoting me, are you trying to make it seem like this image has the will, or in the intellect there is will?
No, so the image, you said it's a portion of the intellect that is still infinite. So that portion of the intellect, does it have the will of God?
No,
Okay, how can a portion of the intellect not have the will?
because it's not the fullness of the will, or not the fullness of the intellect.
Okay, so how can you logically deduce how much is needed for the intellect if there's portionalities?
The fuck?
What does it
What,
even mean for a simple intellect
what,
to have a portion?
what? So I don't affirm simple intellect. So, anyways, you're gonna have to prove to me how that even has any coherence.
No, I'm
Tell me
asking.
what the no. Tell me the relevance. Why'd you bring that up?
I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm asking you how can
Dude,
okay, you
that
just
and
asked
just
me
tell
a
me, bro.
question. You just asked me a
What's
question and you immediately start talking.
a
Swampo,
wizard never reveals their
Swampo,
trick.
you said that the portionalities of God is like a compository. That there's portions that the image would take up a portion of the intellect and that portion is still infinite. Okay, no problem. But then you said the infinite portion of the intellect, because you said the portions would still be infinite since the intellect is infinite. Somehow it doesn't have the will, but in order to have the will, it would have to have the fullness of the intellect, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm asking you just for clarification, how is it possible for there to be a will if by your standards it has to have the fullness of the intellect that is simultaneously composite?
Dude, what?
Because you're saying it's composite. Do you think you could, even with this image, do you think it's separated from the intellect completely?
Okay, let me correct myself. A will is just the will of God is just a part of God's intellect. It's something separate from him just, having the image in his head.
Okay, so this image, since it comes from the intellect of God, does the will also subsist within this image?
No.
And how can it not if it still has a portionality of the
I'm
intellect?
just trying to like say, well, do you believe in two gods? Dude, I'm
No, I'm not trying to
sorry,
say you're a
but
polytheist. I promise I'm not trying to say you're a polytheist.
yes,
I
you are. This is what
No, I'm
you
not.
do.
Swampo,
Well,
if I
does
try
it
to
image have a
Swampo,
will?
I promise
Calm
you,
down. Dude, you're a snake in the grass, like you're a sea,
Swampo,
bro.
no,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
trying to
believe.
understand your position because I promise you, I say this in front of everyone here. In front of
Dude,
everyone here.
I don't. You don't.
If I'm
You have
lying,
no integrity.
excuse me. If I'm lying, God
You
strike me
don't
down.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
what is
but
wrong
yeah,
with
Listen,
you? Why would you
dude,
Swampo,
say?
excuse me.
you don't even believe in God. That's for one.
Okay, Swampo, can we continue the conversation because you're freaking out?
Dude, I'm sorry, but can you be honest with
I'm
me
trying to be
when you?
honest.
No, you're not.
I'm
You're
asking
obviously trying to.
Swampo, I'm asking you about your position.
Shut
My
up, dude.
position is
Shut
irrelevant.
up, dude. Dude, shut up, dude. Because you're just trying to say, well, this brings up two gods in your
No, that's
scenario.
not what I'm saying.
Yes, you are, dude.
No, okay, okay. Let me
Dude,
clarify. Let me clarify.
I know, I know what you're trying to do. You're a very obvious person. Like when you did that denomination thing. What's your denomination? I'm sorry, bro. That's not going to help you in a
That
debate.
doesn't have anything to do with it.
Does
But
this
okay,
image have a
okay,
will?
Swampo, you're
No,
freaking
dude,
out. You're filibustering. I don't need you to filibuster. You're
this isn't
trying
going to
to run
help you,
away.
bro.
You're
You're
trying
going
to
to
run
win.
away. You're trying to run away. Calm down.
All right,
Okay.
if God has attributes, His will, His wrath, and His love are separate things.
They're
They're separate
separate.
attributes. Yes, they're separate attributes. Fuck. But yes, they're separate
Okay.
attributes.
So what happens if he decides to take one away? Is he now like 99% God?
What the hell? That's just a stupid hypothetical. But sure, let's say he did. Yes, he would be.
So you believe in a God
He-
that's composite of parts, and that
yes.
if you remove any of these parts, he will be lesser than what he was. He won't be fully God.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to the image and the intellect thing. When it comes to the intellect, would it be fair to say that if there's a portion of the intellect that is infinite, it's infinitely, keep in mind, it's infinite, the intellect is infinite, does that intellect have enough intellect to will something?
It does.
Okay, very good. So let me just clarify what we've gone through and just correct me if I was wrong on anything. So God can produce an image of himself that is perfect and without accidents, and it's a portion of the intellect, and that portion of the intellect has enough intellect to will something, correct? Hello?
I'm trying to see if it aligns.
Did I repeat it correctly, or did I get something wrong?
Yeah, dude, let me think about it. I would say
I could repeat it again if you want.
no, dude. I already have it. Calm down.
All right, I'm chilling. I'm
Um,
chilling.
dude. Okay, man, calm down. Yes. I guess. Um. n- Not necessarily.
What did I get
Wait. No,
wrong?
no, no. It's that this. Okay. I would have to correct myself in the fact that this portion. Like, what do you mean by it has the potential for will?
Yeah, so if God in this portion of the image that has the intellect, and this portion, since it's infinite, the intellect that is derived from the fullness is still infinite.
Oh,
Let's say
my bad.
that portion of the intellect says, "I want trees to be green." Does it have enough intellect to will a tree to be green?
No, that's not how a composite thing works.
But it's infinite, isn't it?
What? That's not how it works.
But you said that
It's
portion of the intellect is
you
infinite.
can calm down. You can calm down. As a composite infinite thing, it would not be all of God, all of God's attributes,
But
or
it's still
well,
within him.
just basically calm down, dude. God would basically have to decide it, as we would decide something. We have attributes, but we would decide something. Well, I thought of something that makes me now have a separate person. No, it's
No, that's
that
not what I'm saying.
God,
That
dude.
calm down thing is so Pedro.
Like,
Swampo, let me clarify what I
Sway,
mean.
dude, Sway, bro, dude. I don't care. You're just trying to like back out of it because like, oh well,
I'm
now I
not.
can like read it so that I can like have a better argument. Like, calm down, dude. You need help.
You think I'm trying to debate you? I'm not.
You are. It's a
I'm
very
not.
simple thing
No,
that you're trying to
Swampo,
do.
listen. So you said, just to clarify what you just said, okay, that portion of the intellect couldn't will something since it's not the entirety. So just let me ask you for clarification, right? When it comes to that image, it's still subsisting within God. That's what I'm saying, that you disconnected. That's why I'm kind of confused why you even brought that up.
No,
So
no. Subsistence is an attribute of God. All of the attributes of God, they don't individually have subsistence.
no, Swampo, when you think of an image in your head, that image is not like a portion of your mind.
Says
You think when you think of an image in your head, it takes up a portion in your brain?
that is how it works. Yes.
That's okay. You think,
So, okay,
okay,
Sway.
that's a
Instead of
good
just
point,
Sway,
actually. So when it comes to God, God's brain is infinite, right?
yes,
So how can it take up a portion?
it can have an infinite portion within the infinite.
Okay, so that portion is infinite within the infinite. So doesn't that mean it takes up all of it?
No, what? You retarded? That's not how infinite works.
Bro, that's like saying, yes, it is. That's like saying this logic
If
is
it if it if no if it took it all up, then that means infinite is truly not infinite. It's finite.
like, that's kind of what I'm saying, because you're like what you're trying to say is like
You're
fractioning.
goofy, bro.
No,
You're
listen,
goofy.
Swampo, let's go back to the image thing. Just to re-clarify, because I think this is like third time you changed it, but the image, it's within God's mind. He produces it. It's perfect without accidents. Since he's God, he can't make mistakes. And that portion of the intellect is infinite. It's infinite, correct?
It's infinite. Yes.
Okay. So that portion of the intellect, is it possible it can think of something the rest isn't thinking about?
No.
Okay, so the intellect would be equal, right?
Yes.
Okay. So since it's equal, doesn't mean he can will the same thing.
Yes. He's
Okay.
always willing what he wants to will.
Okay, very good. So is it possible for this perfect image that has that portion of the infinite intellect and the will to can God manifest that image within time and space?
Repeat that.
Okay. This image that you said, we've clarified, it's infinite, perfect, without accidents. And you said that it takes up a portion of the intellect that is still infinite, and since it's equal to the intellect, because there can't be two minds, obviously we agree there, it could still will something. God can will something. So I'm asking you now, can that image, according to God, can he manifest that image within time and space?
Can the image manifest an image?
No, can can God manifest the image into time and space?
Yes, he can.
Okay. Okay, thank you. You just affirmed that Jesus Christ is God. Colossians chapter 1 verse 15. Thank you.
That's not scripture. It's not even anything
Colossians
what Colossians.
1:15. Nice job. Thank you.
It's Colossians
Welcome
doesn't
back home
say
to
anything.
Christianity. Welcome back home to Christianity. Thank you.
Guys, I'm retarded. This is way. Colossians 1:15 says nothing about what the fuck, like a dual, infinite, the image of a finite mind or whatever, or of an infinite mind, like nothing like that.
Yeah. John 1:18, John 1:14, John 1:1, and the Colossians 1:15. Thank you.
So you're just saying things. No,
Philippians chapter 2 verse 7. Thank
you're
you. Yeah,
saying,
welcome
dude,
home
you're
to
just bringing.
Christianity. Welcome home
I
to
know you
Christianity.
noticed. Yeah. When Busy added you up inside of like side chat, bro. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to bring up verses, man. Yeah, you're a retard, dude. Like, sit down, bro.
Bro, just come home to Christianity. Thank you.
No, bro.
You just affirmed
Swamp.
Jesus Christ is God. Thank you.
Swampo.
What's up?
Get him, Swamp.
Dude, he's not making good arguments.
Well, I
He's
just got you
just
to admit Jesus is God, so thank you.
that
You admitted that the
the
image. You
wait,
admitted that the
wait,
stop. You
wait,
admitted that the image has the
no,
intellect equal
no,
to God, and that He has the
no,
will, and He could manifest within time and
I
space.
didn't
Nice job,
wait,
thank you.
now you're misrepresenting me and say the intellect was equal to the mind.
You
Well,
want
the
me to play
equal
the clip?
I
Do
didn't
you want me to play the clip?
yeah, so wait, so what did I say? What are you saying I said? Good.
I asked you that portion of the intellect, since it's infinite, it would be equal to the rest because God cannot think of two different things at times, and He doesn't have two minds. So you said
Yes.
so it'd be equal,
So
and then you said since it's equal, it could will something. So the image
God,
has the intellect
yeah,
and the
God can
will,
think,
and
God
He can
can think
manifest
of
within.
11
You're
things.
freaking
Yeah,
out.
God,
Calm down.
I
Calm
already,
down.
I,
Calm down.
dude, I already
Calm down.
for
Let me
wait,
finish.
you're a
Calm
retard.
down. Calm down. You're
You,
getting your
wait,
feelings
you're
hurt.
arguing against like a comment that you made up in your
Calm
own head.
down.
I said that God
Calm
can
down.
think of many. When
Calm
you
down.
asked me, yeah, when you
Calm
asked me
down. Let me
about the Israel,
finish.
so no, you got to let me finish. Yo, Ian, can you put a mute on Sway? So when, oh, yeah, so when I did say that the Israelites and God thinking of all the Israelites, I did say yes, God can think of many things at the
You
same
corrected
time.
yourself.
Oh, I corrected myself. What?
That doesn't mean, okay, just because he thinks of a million different Israelites in a million different places, that doesn't mean it cuts his brain into a million different parts. He
Says
doesn't have a million
yes.
minds.
Where are you getting this from?
I asked you.
I didn't say, dude. I wait. When did I say that God is mind, the
No,
infinite?
I asked you
I,
specific.
wait,
No, okay,
I
you just asked
said
me a
that
question. You just asked me a question. You want me to respond?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You just asked me a question. You just said, when did I say that? Do you want me to answer you or no?
Yes. Okay. Fine. When did I say that?
Okay, I asked you. Since the image derives from the intellect of God and is still subsisting within the intellect of God, it takes up a portion of the intellect of God, and you said that portion is still infinite, and that portion that is infinite within the intellect of God is equal to the intellect of God completely because God doesn't have two minds, and that intellect can't think of something different from the rest. So it's equal. And then I asked you, can that intellect will something? You said yes.
Whoa! Now you're saying can that intellect? I said there's only one intellect, bro. There's
I
only
know.
one
That's what I
intellect.
said.
Yes, so you're saying that intellect. You're making it sound
I said
weird.
that
It's more like
portion.
that.
You said
No,
portions.
you didn't. You said that, yeah. So you said that intellect.
All
I'm
right. I
talking about.
apologize. I meant
Yeah.
portion.
Okay, good. So then, yes, that portion, it doesn't think differently
So
than the
it
rest of
can
the
will
intellect.
something, right?
Calm down, bro. How it works is that these different attributes of God, they work together so that God's will manifests.
Wait, isn't God's will an attribute itself?
Yes.
So how are all the other attributes working up all the way up to the will?
So, Lance,
Where
how
does
does
it
that?
say?
Wait,
Where
how does
does
it?
it? Hang on. Where does it say that in the Bible?
Oh, thank you. Now this is my bread and butter.
Yeah, show me where it says all the attributes work up to the will, to manifest the will. Excuse me.
So God does, yeah. So it says in Scripture, God has attributes. So
But where does it say that those attributes build up to manifest the will, that work together? Excuse me.
so you don't believe that God is manifesting His will?
That's not what I said. I'm asking you a question.
So God, in His intellect, He's manifesting His will. In His fullness, He's manifesting His will.
Okay, so that image, since it has the intellect and it's infinite, it can't think differently on its own. It has the will, right? It can will something. The portion of the intellect, excuse me.
It can't will separately from the intellect.
Okay, I understand that, but it has capacity of the will, right? It doesn't will differently from the rest.
Yes.
Okay, can that image be manifested within time and space?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry?
In what sense?
In what sense? God can bring forth that image into creation, like to walk on the earth or something.
Okay, so then that image, yeah, He can make His image created. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So you just affirmed Jesus is God. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. He is a created God. Yeah, sure.
No, no. You wait, hang on.
So
So that.
Listen, so
Oh
yeah,
my
I affirm.
gosh.